If you're struggling to fill a role despite seemingly doing everything right, you're not alone. Some positions are just harder to fill, but there's a smarter way to recruit. I'm Pete Newsome, founder and president of Four Corner Resources, and we work with companies every day to help them hire smarter and faster, often with difficult roles that would otherwise stay open too long. Over the next few minutes, I'll explain what makes a position hard to fill, and more importantly, what you can do about it to secure a great hire. So why are some jobs so difficult to recruit for? It almost always comes down to one of a few things. Perhaps it's a highly specialized skill set resulting in a limited candidate pool. Maybe the location is an issue, which can happen when a role requires someone to work on site in a rural area or a city with a high cost of living. In some cases, the job description contains unrealistic expectations, which leads otherwise strong candidates to pass on the position simply because they feel underqualified. And sometimes it comes down to reputation. If your company lacks a strong employer brand or has consistently negative online reviews, people may choose not to apply regardless of how great the opportunity is. If your job post has been up for a week and all you're getting are low quality applicants or worse, complete silence, that's a clear indication something's not resonating. Dig into the data to find out where you're missing the mark. Look at your own internal hiring history. If the same position keeps coming up, taking significantly longer to fill than others, it's a pattern that needs a different approach. Then compare your position to others in the market or industry. Consider your compensation, perks and benefits, as well as the actual job requirements to determine where you might be at a competitive disadvantage. Now let's talk about how to turn things around. First, one of the most effective things you can do is to reframe the job description. Get rid of generic bullet points and begin by focusing on why the role matters. Include the impact it will have on your organization and explain why it's an exciting opportunity. The second thing to do is expand where you're sourcing candidates. Job boards are fine, but you'll need to go beyond them and initiate a more proactive search. Reach out to passive candidates directly, join niche online communities, or even reconnect with past applicants who weren't a good fit then, but might be a good fit now. Third, be sure to focus on employee referrals, which are like gold if you give your team the proper incentives. Fourth, try not to chase perfection when it comes to candidate qualifications. You don't need someone who has every skill on day one. Look for those with potential and a track record of learning fast. Fifth, if you can't compete on salary, consider sweetening the offer with flexibility, remote work options, or career development perks. And finally, don't underestimate what AI can do here. Tools like Seek Out or Easy Hire can help you uncover candidates who wouldn't otherwise be on your radar while personalizing the outreach so you stand out in their inbox. Now let's touch on what not to do. I mentioned job boards earlier. One of the biggest mistakes companies make is relying entirely on them for job ads and then wondering why they're not getting any traction. If your strategy is passive, your results will be too. Another common pitfall is ignoring potential candidates who aren't actively applying but would be open to the right opportunity. That's where many of your best options exist. They're there, hiding in plain sight. Always remember to be cautious about the number of requirements you include. A mile-long list of must-haves can scare off great candidates. And if your hiring process is dragging, such as slow response times, too many interview rounds, and a long decision-making process, you will absolutely lose people, especially the best ones. Lastly, make sure your employer brand reflects what it's really like to work at your company. Candidates will research you. If they can't find anything compelling, they'll likely move on. For many difficult job openings, there comes a point where bringing in a staffing agency makes sense. If your internal team is stretched thin, if you've been trying to fill a role for a few weeks with no real progress, or if the position is highly specialized, partnering with a professional recruiter can save you a lot of time and missed opportunities. A good agency will move quickly and efficiently while acting as an extension of your team. With the right approach and the right assistance, you can attract top talent quickly. At Four Corner Resources, we specialize in filling even the most difficult positions with speed, accuracy, and a human-first approach. Visit our website at fourcornerresources.com to connect with one of our professionals today. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more hiring tips. Thanks for watching. See you next time.